All right, over the last several days in class, we started, excuse me, over the last several days we started in class with talking about passing along favors. So I do favors for 3 people and they do favors for 3 people each. And we knew it was modeled y equals 3 to the x. And if I had table values of those, of x and y, I did favors for 3 people, and then how do you find the next number with an exponential? What? It would be 9, so what would the number after that be? 27, and 4 would be? It would be 81. So to get each consecutive number, you have to do what? You have to multiply by 3. So what you have to remember is that exponentials can you start asking people to head outside if they're continuing talking, because it's pretty ridiculous. Exponential functions, you have to remember that it's repeated multiplication. There. I'll just say mult and do that shorthand that way. It's repeated multiplication. Okay, we conceptualize that with a tree before that. I do favors for 3 people. They each do favors for 3 people, and so on. So that should all be pretty fresh in your brain. And then the next class period, we started talking about bacteria. And we started with bacteria, and there were 25 in a petri dish. And it doubled every quarter hour, right? So we start at 25. And how do I figure after a quarter of an hour there's what? How many bacteria? It doubles after 1/4 of an hour. It's 50. So then after another quarter of an hour, it's at, and after another quarter of an hour, it's at, okay? All right, and so on and so forth. When we wrote those, however, how did we write that equation? Three to the x? So I agree it's something to the x times 25 times 2, yes. So in here is what we multiply by. And that 25 then is where we start. And then we compared various amounts of these. So we had 25, then we compared that to y equals 30 times 2 to the x, 40 times 2 to the x, 100 times 2 to the x, and so on and so forth. And what you have to remember, say I do 30 times 2 to the x. If I graph these on one sheet of paper, this one will hit at 25 right here, but the 30 would hit at 30. And then what's it going to look like? What will the shape look like? Is it going to go up faster? Is it going to go up faster or slower or what? Faster? What are we multiplying by? By 2. So it'll go up at the same curve. Sorry, I didn't draw that very accurately. It'll go up at roughly the same curve. All right. So again, here's what we're dealing with. We have y equals, if I have a times b to the x like this, you have to remember that generally the number in front is where we start, and the number inside the parentheses is what we multiply by. Okay, and that should catch you up. That's what we've done.